If you want to bless this channel, because this channel has blessed you, I have links to PayPal and Cash App in the description.
Hey everybody, it's been a while. I'm back. We're going to talk about the movie Encanto. I just watched this movie maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and I was really trying to not watch it just because like all the hype and stuff. But I watched it, and you know, on the surface, it's this really cute movie about this like tight-knit family, and it's supposed to be like inclusive for skin colors and hair textures and all that jazz. So it's just this really big movie right now that everybody seems to really love, and it was cute, you know, but there are some things in the movie that I feel a lot of people overlooked, and there's one thing in particular that I think a lot of people overlooked for the sake of the fact that it is inclusive and people want to praise it for that, and they don't want to look at what's really going on in this movie. So I want to pinpoint some things in this movie that are very occultic. And unfortunately, we have some symbolism in this movie that we have in most Disney movies. So we have the grandmother. The grandmother is married. She has baby triplets. And basically, the father of the babies, her husband, he dies. And after he dies, the family has this magic candle. And the candle suddenly has these magical powers, and it grants the family these blessings and gifts, and it like builds a town, and the family grows up to use their magical powers to assist the townspeople and to keep the town up and running. So her triplets grow up, they get married, they have children, so she's now the grandmother, and the children and her original children all live in this house together. This setup is exactly like a coven, if you're familiar with covens and how they work basically, or I guess if you're unfamiliar with a coven and how a coven works, a coven is a group of witches who typically stay together. It can be witches who just meet up occasionally, but oftentimes it's witches who actually live together, and they will have what you would call a boss lady, and she would be the high priestess. And the high priestess always ranks over the men. Even if there is a high priest, the high priestess will rank over the man because it's inverted, right? Biblically, a man would be over a woman, but in the scenario of witchcraft, the woman is over the man. So then we have Luisa. I'm gonna catch a lot of heat for this. Luisa is a very masculine girl in this movie. She's the oldest sister. She has big, huge, gigantic bodybuilder muscles. On top of that, she's just huge, her stature. She is a very, very large girl, and her voice is very deep. She even has a little music number. Not gonna lie, the song's pretty catchy, but she has a little music number, and even in the song, her voice is very deep and masculine. And I mean, instead of having a man run the household like God designs, we have a woman running the household, unlike what God designed. So now we have a woman who is carrying these very masculine, very manly attributes. So then we have Mirabel. Mirabel does not have any powers. She's the only grandchild who did not get her magical gift. Each family member in this movie gets their gift as a child, and I just think that alone says a lot. The occult loves to draw in children. The occult loves to get them as young as they possibly can, and I don't remember if the movie specified what age they are when they get their gifts, but it seems they're somewhere between like 5 and 7 in the movie. And Mirabel does not get her gift when she's a child, but all the other characters do. Another character I want to talk about is Bruno. But before we get to Bruno, I want to point out some symbolism, and the symbolism actually can be found around Bruno for the most part. We have Bruno's door, where we have the symbol, how do I say this without getting flagged? Adults who seek out relationships with human beings that are not old enough to make that decision. Yeah, we have symbolism for that. We have it right here. And we have it right here. This is Bruno's magical door that goes to his magical room in his magical house. And this is where he like carved a dinner plate or something onto a table. We also see the symbolism on this other character whose name I can't really remember, but yeah, on his little poncho thingy. There it is. And then we have the butterflies. So some people will probably think I'm reaching a little bit on this one, but if you are a very well-studied truther, you will know about MK Ultra and the monarch butterfly, and how the monarch butterfly and MK Ultra symbolism, they go hand in hand. In this movie, you can find butterflies everywhere, more so in the advertisements. But you can also find it in the actual movie, and I'll show you that in a bit. So here are some photos of the movie, the advertisements for the movie, and there's just butterflies, just all these butterflies. So then when you go through the house, their house is full of butterflies, which is just really random. Like, it's a really random thing for your house to be full of. And then Mirabelle's outfit, she has butterflies on her collar, she has butterflies on her skirt, she even has butterflies on her shoes. So where else do we see a butterfly? Well, first we have to talk about Bruno. Bruno is the most openly dark character. His gift is the most openly dark gift. Basically, he can have visions, but he doesn't have visions on his own accord. He has to cast a circle and actually channel to have his visions. So there is an entire scene. It blows my mind. There's an entire scene of this in a children's Disney movie. They literally sit down. He pours sand in a circle. He sits inside of the circle. He's lighting things on fire, which typically in a real life scenario would be candles, because witchcraft, there's a lot of candles in witchcraft. But he's lighting whatever he's lighting inside of this circle. So he and Mirabelle are sitting inside of the circle, and he starts channeling, and you know that he's channeling because his eyes turn bright green. It's not even actually just, like, it's not just Bruno anymore at this point. He's channeling. So he has the vision, and in the vision they end up chasing a butterfly, and in the end of the movie they end up actually seeing this vision unfold, and they find the butterfly. So the movie, on the surface, it is a really cute movie. The songs are catchy, the characters are very inclusive, and that's how they sell it to you. But when you look a little bit deeper, it's very occultic, and I don't think that people should be allowing their children to watch it. I mean, unless you're like an openly practicing witch and you want to pass that on to your kids, then okay. But yeah, anybody who wants their children to stay away from witchcraft, I wouldn't suggest this movie. I can't believe that I forgot to mention this. I haven't made a video in so long, like I kind of just forgot how. Encanto. What does Encanto actually mean? Encanto means charm or enchantment. It's in the title. Like, you don't even have to actually watch the movie. They just straight up tell you. Before you go, check out the new designs in my Teespring. We have You Are Loved from Romans 8, Yah's Promise, Take Back the Rainbow, Isaiah 40:22, The Circle of the Earth, Matthew 7:16, You Will Know Them by Their Fruits, and of course, the lovely Earth is Flat Jack, Flatter Than a Flapjack by Wes Blaze. There's a link to the store in the description, and for all of you 100% cotton lovers, there are 100% cotton options. Just make sure you read the description on the shirts before you order. And as always, you are so greatly appreciated.